The Gospel of Thomas, The Kingdom Within, Awakening Beyond Institutional Religion. When you read the Gospel of Thomas and genuinely apply it to your life, you begin to understand that the kingdom is already present within you, not located in some distant external place to be reached after death. This realization fundamentally shifts how one understands spirituality, salvation, and liberation. Rather than waiting for a future reward in another realm, the Gospel of Thomas points directly to an inner awakening that occurs here and now. It teaches that truth is discovered through awareness, perception, and self-knowledge, not through blind belief or adherence to external authority. Through this lens, one also comes to see that accepting a savior in the conventional religious sense is not a prerequisite for entering the kingdom. The Gospel of Thomas does not present Yeshua as an object of worship meant to replace inner responsibility, but as a teacher who reveals what is already within each person. Yeshua did not come to construct a new religion or to lead people into dependency or doctrine, hierarchy, or institutional power. He came to awaken people to the reality of the kingdom within, emphasizing inner knowing, consciousness, and direct experience over ritual, obedience, or a fear-based belief system. This is where a sharp contrast emerges between the message of the Gospel of Thomas and the teachings promoted by institutional Christianity. The figure of Jesus, as shaped by religious doctrine, became a theological construct that redirected attention away from inner liberation and toward external salvation controlled by religious authority. This redirection served a purpose. It preserved power, enforced conformity, and maintained control. The greatest deception of the institutional church has been convincing people that freedom lies outside of themselves, accessible only through sanctioned beliefs, intermediaries, and systems of obedience. The historical actions of the early Roman Church revealed his agenda clearly. The Gospel of Thomas was forbidden, hidden, and actively destroyed not because it lacked truth, but because it threatened centralized religious authority. A text that teaches people to look within, to awaken on their own, and to recognize the kingdom as an already present, undermines any institution built on control, fear, and dependency. Suppressing such teachings was essential for maintaining power over the masses. When you look at many modern church buildings across America today, the same rigid patterns remain. The same messages are repeated, drawn from a curated biblical canon that excludes some of the most transformative texts ever written. Many pastors sincerely believe they are teaching truth, yet unknowingly perpetuate a cycle of dependency and submission. This is not always due to malice, but often because they themselves are trapped within the same religious framework they were taught never to question. They preach what they were told to preach, never encouraged to look beyond the boundaries of man-made religion set for them. The formalization of the 501c3 church structure marked a further loss of spiritual independence, binding faith to state oversight and institutional compliance. This arrangement stands in direct opposition to the message of inner freedom and awakening found in the Gospel of Thomas. Yeshua's teachings call people inward, toward direct awareness and responsibility, not outward toward authority, control, or sanctioned belief. If one still unquestioningly accepts everything learned in Sunday school as a child, or everything absorbed through organized religion as an adult, then the Gospel of Thomas would say that a person is still asleep. Awakening requires courage, honesty, and a willingness to challenge deeply ingrained assumptions. It requires the humility to admit that there may be more to the story than what has been handed down through religious tradition. Thankfully, truth has a way of surviving suppression. In 1945, the Gospel of Thomas and 12 other texts were rediscovered after being hidden in clay jars in a cave near Nag Hammadi, Egypt. A local farmer uncovered what the Roman Church believed it had erased forever. These writings stand as an undeniable evidence that truth cannot be buried indefinitely. No matter how aggressively it is suppressed, truth eventually resurfaces. The Gospel of Thomas endures as a powerful reminder that awakening is not granted by institutions, but realized from within.